My name is Luke.
My name's Sarah.
And today we're acting as your MCs for today's Peace Jam conference. So thank you so much for coming. We have people from all corners of the world. We have people from Greece. Raise your hands up and do a little shout. We have people from York. We have people from the USA. We have people from Winchester, Jersey. Where else have we got? Wales. Anywhere else? Just give all them a cheer.
Yo creo que siempre hay algo que se puede hacer.
I think there's always something that can be done.
Yo empiezo por mi familia.
I started with my family.
A veces las familias tienen muchos problemas internos.
Sometimes a lot of families have a lot of internal conflict.
En mi entorno,
That's in your surroundings.
a veces hay muchos compañeros de su edad que quieren hacer algo, que quieren reunirse, que quieren discutir.
Sometimes you have a lot of people your age who want to get together and they want to argue.
Se emocionan por hacer un programa, un proyecto,
But sometimes they want to talk about getting together and building a project.
y no se limitan a hacer una iniciativa.
And it's not limited to just starting one initiative.
Júntese con los que se entienden bien,
Together we need to understand each other and get on well.
porque a veces nos juntamos con donde hay más controversia.
Because sometimes we like to get together in places where we have the most controversy.
Y nos frustramos,
And we get frustrated.
y la frustración nos lleva a otros problemas.
And this frustration makes us seek out other problems.
Lo que sí yo no comparto es una lucha con droga.
And this is why, for example, we need to fight against drugs.
No comparto una lucha donde se usa la droga
I don't start a battle where they use drugs
o donde se usa el licor
or where they use alcohol
o donde se usa la violencia como satisfacción.
or where they use violence to find some kind of satisfaction.
Yo creo que ustedes los jóvenes tienen mucha opción de cuidar un río, de limpiar la madre naturaleza, de hacer educación, de hacer un mensaje positivo, renovador.
That's why a lot of you young people, you have the opportunity, you can go, you can clean up a river, you can make Mother Nature be beautiful again, and you can have a positive attitude.
Muchos lugares donde yo paso por un hospital de niños con cáncer,
A lot of the places where I've been to hospitals where young children have cancer.
paso por un asilo de ancianos,
I've been to old people's homes.
y yo veo que los ancianos de Europa no son tan felices como los ancianos de mi tierra.
And I see that the older people in Europe are not as happy as those of my country.
¿Por qué? Porque los ancianos de mi tierra, los abuelos, están con la familia, los queremos, los abrazamos, los amamos.
Why is this? Well, it's because in my country, our grandparents, they're part of the family and we spend time with them and we love them.
Y si ya no pueden bañarse, los ayudamos a bañar.
And for example, if they can't bathe themselves alone, then we help them do that.
Y donde participan todos los hijos, mayores, grandes, nietos, bisnietos.
And this is something that everyone helps with. It's the children, it's the grandchildren, it's even the great-grandchildren.
O sea, yo creo que si usted es un ser humano, puede ser un ser humano pleno, completo.
So I think that if you are a human, then you can be a full person and live a full life.
Muchos jóvenes que hemos visto en Peace Jam después han hecho un programa propio y les sale muy buenas iniciativas.
For example, we've had people come here to do the Peace Jam conferences, and then they've gone on to actually start their own projects, and they've done very well.
Así que necesita una motivación para hacer lo que usted le haga feliz.
So what you need is motivation to do what makes you happy.
Ahora, si quiere venir a Guatemala
So if you want to come to Guatemala,
y su colegio lo apoya o su universidad,
and their school or university will support them in this,
es muy importante aprender la experiencia de otros jóvenes en otras partes del mundo.
it's very important to learn about the experiences of other young people in other parts of the world.
Porque creo que el ser humano también vive de la grandeza global del planeta y no solamente de su propia comunidad.
Because we don't just come from our own community, we come from the entire greatness of the world.
Así que donde quiera que va, seguro que va a encontrar experiencias muy útiles para vivir feliz.
So wherever it is that you go, I'm sure that you will encounter experiences that are helpful for you.
At any point during your run, did you think about giving up and stepping back because of all the suffering you went through?
No, esto me alegra.
No, this makes me happy.
Yo lo que hago es que lo entiendo como una misión social.
I understand it as a social mission.
Mientras yo pueda enseñar, mientras pueda comunicar, es mejor.
And wherever I can teach, wherever I can communicate, that's where I'm best placed.
Nunca jamás pensaría que todos deban vivir lo que yo he vivido.
I don't ever think that someone needs to have lived what I've lived.
Yo nací en una aldea donde no había escuela
I was born in a time when there wasn't a school.
y a los 17 años yo empecé a aprender a leer y a escribir.
And it was only when I was 17 that I started to learn to read and write.
Aprendí un idioma segundo, que es el idioma español.
I learned a second language, which is Spanish.
A los 23 años yo perdí a mi madre, mi padre, mis hermanos y muchos amigos.
When I was 23 years old, I lost my mother, my father, my brothers and sisters, and many, many friends.
A los 23 años yo empecé a cruzar las fronteras
At 23, I started crossing borders
como refugiada,
as a refugee,
como exiliada,
as an exiled person,
como alguien que no sabía dónde iba a terminar.
as someone who didn't know where they were going to end up.
Y por supuesto, de los 23 años hasta la fecha he visto muchas cosas malas en este mundo.
And from 23 years old to now, I've seen many bad things in this world.
Yo he estado en áreas de conflicto donde he visto viudas, huérfanos, personas quemados del cuerpo.
I've seen people who have been widowed, who have been orphaned, people who have been burnt.
O sea, he estado muy cerca también del dolor y del sufrimiento de mucha gente.
I've been close to the pain and suffering of many, many people.
Y nunca veo yo que es diferente el sufrimiento de uno que murió torturado o uno que murió de cáncer.
And I don't really see a difference in the pain of someone who's been tortured compared to the pain of someone who dies from cancer.
Porque muchas personas sufren en este mundo.
Because there are many people who suffer in this world.
He visto epidemias increíbles en la humanidad
I've seen incredible epidemics in humanity.
y también yo estoy muy cerca de las personas que buscan opción para la vida.
And I'm close to many people who are just looking for an opportunity in life.
Muchas personas creen que yo soy abogada de profesión
Many people think I'm a lawyer by profession
porque me he metido en los tribunales a demandar en contra de los delitos de lesa humanidad.
because I went to courts to ask for to fight for the rights of people in these courts.
Tengo procesos que ya llevan 20 años y nunca hay una sentencia firme.
There are some cases that have been going on for 20 years that we still haven't seen an end to.
Pero yo también practico la medicina ancestral, la medicina maya.
But I still practice ancient medicine, Mayan medicine.
Muchas personas les he ayudado para que no cometan suicidio, para que no cometan un atentado contra su propia dignidad.
I've helped many people to try and encourage them not to commit suicide, to not commit that crime against their own dignity.
Entonces, yo seguí un consejo de mi madre y espero que todos ustedes puedan seguirlo.
I'm going to give you a piece of advice that I got from my mother, and I hope that you can all follow this.
Mi madre siempre dijo, si tú estás bien, puedes ayudar a alguien que necesita ayuda.
My mother always said that if you are well, then you can help someone else who needs it.
Y si usted está mal, busque a alguien que esté bien para que le ayude.
And if you are not doing well, then you can always look for someone who can help you.
Entonces yo cuando estoy mal busco ayuda,
So when I'm feeling bad, then I go and I look for help.
porque yo tengo que estar bien para ayudar.
Because I have to be well so that I can help others.
Así que seguro que si ustedes están bien, pueden ayudar mucha gente en su camino.
So if you are well, then I'm sure that on your life's path you can help many others.
Ay, y sin duda, cuando yo estoy mal, no voy a un peace jam.
And I'm sure that when I'm not well, I won't go to a peace jam.
Porque me quedaría en la casa haciendo una terapia de plantas, de flores.
Because I'd stay at home and I'd undertake some plant and flower therapy.
Porque seguramente yo como un dirigente no puedo ser una señal de luz si estoy mal.
Because I, as a leader, I can't be a light for other people if I'm unwell.
Hello, I'm Joe. Thank you so much for coming here to share your knowledge with us. My question is, as the next generation of humans, how can we persuade our leaders and the people who run the world to treat the world with peace rather than violence?
Hello, my name is Anne-Marie. I'm from Stuttgart, but I'm from Germany. And I wonder where you have your knowledge from, if you had a spiritual guide or someone who helped you through bad times.
En cuanto a los dirigentes, todos los dirigentes existen porque así lo quiere la sociedad.
Well, when it comes to political leaders, they all exist for the needs of society.
Sobre todo si hablamos de quienes tienen el poder en sus manos.
We're particularly talking about those who have real power in their hands.
Es gracias, si hablamos del sistema occidental, es gracias al voto ciudadano.
If we look at the Western system, it's due to the votes of the people that these people have power.
Entonces, si ustedes votan por el presidente, el primer ministro que tienen, pues eso es lo que ustedes quieren.
So it's when you vote, it's if you vote for your future president or prime minister, then you're voting for who you want.
Por eso el sistema lo sostenemos porque lo ponemos nosotros.
We have the system that we have because it's the one that we've put in place ourselves.
Entonces yo creo que ustedes pueden hacer una ciudadanía plena, una participación ciudadana consciente.
So you can have conscientious participation in your citizenship.
Y que sepan que su voto vale mucho.
And you know that your vote counts for something.
Y yo creo que eso es posible hoy. Poner gobiernos porque es la voluntad de la gente.
And that's why I think it's something that we can achieve today, because we can do this because of the will of the people.
Pero la dirigencia no termina en ser gobernante.
But leadership isn't just about running a country.
Yo creo que en todos los países hay muchas personalidades que pueden ayudar a ser una sociedad equilibrada.
It's not just that, in many countries you can have lots of different types of people who can make a difference.
Y yo creo que todos podemos hacer una diferencia.
And I think that we can all make a difference.
Por eso estamos aquí con ustedes.
And that's why I'm here today with you.
Que ustedes sean un gran dirigente del futuro.
It's so that you can all be important leaders of the future.
No importa que sea un gran empresario.
You don't have to be a big businessman.
no pierda su ser humano, nada más.
Just don't lose your humanity, it's nothing more than that.
Un gran artista, pues que no pierda su ser humano.
You can be a great artist, just don't lose your humanity.
O un rey, no sé si hay un príncipe aquí, pero
I don't know, there might be a king or a prince among us,
no pierda su ser humano.
but just don't lose your humanity.
Porque lo que tenemos actualmente es la pérdida del ser humano como tal.
Because the problem is that we have people losing sight of their humanity today.
Sea crítico cuando tiene que ser crítico.
Be critical when you need to be,
Pero para ser crítico hay que informarse bien
but to be able to criticize something, you have to be knowledgeable.
y no caiga en la red social.
And don't just follow social media.
Yo veo la red social muy pobre en valores y en cultura.
I see that social media is lacking in value or in power.
Pero ¿quién lo hace? Lo hacen todos, lo hacemos los que usamos
But
la
who-
red social.
But who follows these social networks? It's all of us, it's everyone.
Sí, yo tengo maestros,
Yes, I have teachers.
yo tengo guías,
I have guides.
yo hago mi ceremonia maya.
I have my Mayan ceremony.
En nuestra espiritualidad maya, el guía, yo tengo guía, tengo maestro,
In my Mayan spirituality, I have a guide, I have a teacher.
mis maestros tienen maestros
And those teachers have teachers.
y yo soy maestra.
And I myself am a teacher.
Yo tengo personas que los ayudo con su espiritualidad
I have people that I help with their own spirituality.
y ellos tienen a su vez alumnos.
And they themselves even have students.
¿Por qué? Porque el conocimiento no termina en una sola especialidad.
Because it's not just about having one specialization.
Cuando yo necesito guía, consejos, yo acudo a mis maestros.
When I need guidance, when I need advice, I turn to my teachers.
Así que, por supuesto, y yo tengo, por supuesto, muchos alumnos que están aprendiendo conmigo el calendario, la medicina ancestral. Yo practico la medicina ancestral en mi casa, en donde quiera que tenga una persona que necesita de mi ayuda.
And I know that I myself have a lot of students. I'm teaching them different things, maybe about the calendar or teaching them about ancient medicine. But this is ancient medicine that I practice. I practice it at home.
Yo uso un instrumento sagrado de los mayas para contar la energía, para contar el tiempo, enseño el calendario maya.
I use a sacred Mayan instrument to be able to count energy, to be able to tell time, and to be able to teach.
Pero cuando ya no lo entiendo, acudo a mis maestros.
But when I myself don't understand it, then I turn back to my teachers.
My name is Charlotte, and I'm from the Mount School, which is up north. It's an honor to meet you, and I'm very happy to be here today. I was wondering, what was your first thought or your first reaction when you found out that you won the Nobel Peace Prize?
Hello, my name is Alexandra. I came from Sitkotskut, and I myself came from Russia. And I wanted to ask you about freedom. For you, is it a right to say yes or a right to say no?
Cuando recibí el premio Nobel,
When I won the Nobel Prize,
yo sabía que era candidata.
I'd known that I was a candidate.
Se mencionaba mi nombre por muchos lugares,
They'd kind of started mentioning my name in many different places.
pero ni siquiera mis mejores amigos creían que me iban a dar a mí.
But not even my best friends thought that they would give it to me.
Siempre decían, no, esa es para una personalidad.
They always said, no, it's for some
Famosa.
celebrity, someone well-known, someone famous.
Yo no me preparé para ser Premio Nobel de la Paz.
And I myself wasn't prepared to be a Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Es como parte de la historia universal. Hay cosas que uno no sabe por qué está ahí.
It's like our own history. It's something that you just maybe, the universal story that we all don't necessarily know and understand. It was something couldn't know it.
Lo único es que yo agradecí muchísimo porque era la más joven de todos los premios Nobel en ese tiempo.
But I was just very grateful because I was one of the youngest to win it at the time.
Y me cambió la vida.
And it changed my life.
Yo no era tan solemnemente formal.
I wasn't so formal then.
Y tenía que ser formal.
And I didn't have to be all formal.
Muchos me esperaban, va a venir el premio Nobel, y cuando me ven entrar pequeña, distinta, se sorprendían.
Many people had different expectations. They thought, oh, a Nobel Peace Prize winner is coming, but then they saw me and I'm small and I look very different.
Y les juro que estos 24 años del premio Nobel me ha dado muchas bendiciones.
And it's been these 24 years of the Nobel Peace Prize that have given me so many different blessings.
En aquellos años yo no tenía familia.
In these years I haven't had a family.
Afortunadamente me casé.
But luckily I got married.
Afortunadamente me convertí en madre.
Luckily I became a mother.
Tuve 2 hijos.
I had 2 sons.
Uno de 21 años, como muchos de ustedes.
One of them 21 years old, like many of you.
Aún es soltero.
Even though he's currently single.
Y otro de mis hijos falleció.
And the other of my children passed away.
Por eso es que cuando murió mi hijo pequeño,
when my youngest child died,
empecé a escribir cuentos infantiles.
I started to write children's stories.
Y ahora tengo 7 libros de cuentos infantiles.
And now I have 7 children's storybooks.
Yo creo que lo inspira mi hijo.
And I think that these were inspired by my child.
Fue una gran alegría recibir el premio Nobel.
It brought me much happiness to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Gasté mucho en Oslo.
I felt so emotional about it.
Me llevé 49 guatemaltecos conmigo a recibir el premio Nobel.
To receive the prize, I took 49 Guatemalan people with me.
Algunos eran militares, otros eran guerrilleros, otros eran periodistas, otros eran empresarios, otros eran políticos.
They came from all walks of life. Some of them were in the military, some of them were guerrilla fighters, some of them were journalists, some of them were businessmen, some of them were politicians.
Religiosos.
There were religious leaders.
Deportistas.
There were sportsmen and women.
O sea, me hice una gran fiesta en Oslo.
So I had a huge party.
Y todo corrió por mi cuenta.
And it was all part of my story.
O sea, corrió money por mi cuenta.
And then I got money. I got a lot of money from winning the prize.
Porque era muy importante invertir para el diálogo, la negociación, acercar todas las partes en la guerra.
And this is why it was very important for us to have this money to be able to negotiate, to be able to discuss, to be able to make a difference.
Y fue el primer año que también ayudé que empezara el retorno de refugiados a Guatemala.
And that's when I started helping Guatemalan refugees return home.
Así que el premio Nobel me dio una plataforma institucional muy importante.
The prize meant that I had a very important institutional platform to stand on.
Estoy muy agradecido con don Alfredo Nobel.
And I am very grateful to Mr. Nobel for this prize.
Y todas las veces que pueda ponerle una vela, ponerle un agradecimiento, lo hago.
And every time that I can say thank you for it, I do.
Seguramente don Alfredo está feliz también.
I'm sure Mr. Nobel is also very happy.
Y bueno, ¿qué era la otra pregunta?
What was the other question?
I just asked if freedom for her.
Ah, la libertad. Nosotros tenemos en nuestras manos nuestra propia libertad.
We have in our own hands freedom.
De hecho, los seres humanos nacemos muy libres.
In fact, human beings are born very free.
Libres a pensar,
They are born free to think,
libres a optar,
free to choose,
libres a expresar lo que queremos.
free to express what they want.
Desafortunadamente la libertad, igual que la guerra y la paz, muchas veces la opresión y la libertad no van juntos.
And much like war and peace do not go together, neither do liberty and oppression.
Pero yo tengo otra sensación de libertad.
But I have other feelings of freedom.
¿Se imaginan ustedes yo terminando aquí? Quizá voy a ir a tomar un té, voy a hacer lo que quiera.
Can you imagine that I would have ended up here, that I would end up drinking tea and that I could do whatever I wanted?
Y yo elijo en qué pensar.
And I think on the things that we need to think about.
O sea, nadie me va a meter en la mente qué es lo que debo pensar.
Nobody is going to be able to tell me what I should think.
Entonces, yo no creo que la libertad es alguien que me lo tiene que dar,
But I don't think that freedom is something that someone else has to give me.
sino yo me doy a mí mismo la libertad.
No, I give myself the freedom.
Entonces, yo creo que si nosotros somos seres libres, pues nadie nos impone nada.
So I think that if we are free human beings, then nobody can impose anything on us.
De verdad, yo creo que es un error pensar que la libertad depende de otros.
I think it's a mistake to think that freedom depends on other people.
Usted es libre.
You are free.
Nunca se amarre.
Don't forget that.
No sé qué sea su sensación de libertad, pero ahora tengo que cumplir algunas reglas, claro, porque el mundo vive en reglas.
I mean, obviously, we are all free. You have to follow some rules because the world has rules.
Pero yo les doy un consejo.
But I'd like to give you some advice.
Para elegir qué es libertad y qué no es libertad,
To decide what is freedom and what is not freedom,
usen su sentido común.
use your common sense.
Solamente su sentido común.
That's all it is. It's just common sense.
Cualquier pregunta sobre Peace Jam, aquí está Kate.
If you have any questions whatsoever about Peace Jam, this is Kate.
I'm from the headquarters office in the United States, so yay.
La Fundación Peace Jam tiene muchos programas, incluso con Peace Jam Junior.
Peace Jam Foundation has so many different programs, including Peace Jam Junior.
Los chiquitos.
Yeah.
With the little ones.
Yeah.
También tiene campañas por red social.
We do have social network campaigns.
También apoya en Google
We even have support from Google.
los programas de premios Nobel.
We have the Nobel Peace Prize programs.
Todo eso lo dirige la oficina en Colorado.
All of this is led by the office in Colorado.
Y por eso está Kate aquí.
And that's why Kate's here today.
Así que por favor conozcan a Kate para preguntarle más.
So please get to know Kate so that you can ask her more questions.
And Rigoberta's been doing Peace Jam since Peace Jam started 20 years ago. 20 years we've been doing this.
20 years.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, 20 this year.